Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Garlaanx here, bringing you a new Neverwinter video. And with the launch of Module 28, we have a new lockbox. Now, I have long discontinued my lockbox series. I haven't made lockbox videos in quite some time. But I did get some questions about this one, so we're just going to hopefully go through it real quick. So it is the normal lockbox that we've had for the past several mods now, as far as, you know, what's in it, all your odds, etc. The top two rewards, we have a new mount skin and a new artifact. Now, both of these, again, they're going to be account-wide unlocks. If we look at it, the Zodar armor, and what we're looking at is the actions speak louder. So I had questions about this in my community asking, is this going to be best in slot, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, no. It's always going to be better to run a 3,000 magnitude mount power as your single target DPS. And a lot of people, especially newer players, they don't know how tooltips work. They don't know the in-game mechanics, right? Unfortunately, little Timmies just read the tooltip and think, well, yeah, this looks pretty good because it's, you know, 2400 magnitude single target DPS. But then it also increases my damage by 15%, my damage reduction by 15%, and then outgoing healing we don't really care about. So the problem is that unlike the Slab of Vecna, which everybody has been using, especially melee, melee characters benefit the most off of the Slab of Vecna. It's the same with the Zodar armor. The Zodar armor is going to work off your physical power, so casters should not use this to begin with. But the Slab of Vecna has also been broke for, you know, a while now. It was double dipping on combat advantage. Had videos on that. Well, as it sits now, they fixed the Slab of Vecna, but there's still bugs with the Slab of Vecna. So, using a 3,000 magnitude single target during an artifact haul is going to yield you more overall DPS. The Slab of Vecna has the 15% damage increase on it as well. Well, that 15% damage increases on the Slab of Vecna itself. The Zodar armor does not. I was able to get one of these on preview already. I tested it on a melee character. I tested it on a ranger. And the Zodar doesn't proc the damage dealt plus 15% before it does the damage, whereas the Slab of Vecna does. You'll get the 15% damage buff added to the Slab of Vecna. So in my opinion, the Slab of Vecna for melee DPS is still best in slot. The Zodar armor is still very good, nevertheless, don't get me wrong, but you should still be using a 3,000 magnitude single target mount power. I mean, even if you're still using the giant toad, you know, if you're a caster and you're using the giant toad, there's nothing wrong with that. We have barbed, enlightened, and double universal slots coming off of this. Plus, it actually looks cool. Plus, it's a brand new mount skin, right? This is not a reskin. This is actually a brand new skin. So, GG for that. Next, we have the Beacon of Meteor Swarm. So, this is an upgraded artifact from the token of Chromatic, right? So, this is coming in with 1500 item level, which is top tier these days. And it is DPS, right? Critical severity, critical strike, combat advantage. It is a debuffing artifact, and they did mention in the blog post that you will actually be able to hit a single target with all the meteors, so you don't have to worry. Now, unless that single target moves, right? So it has a fixed range on it. If you cast it on the area, it's going to land on that area. So if you move the target out of that area, it's not going to get hit. They did tag it so it does not stack with other storm effects. Okay? So what that means is that the debuff on this is classified as a storm debuff. It's just basically a tagline. They tagged the token of Chromatic the same. So you can't stack them, right? Just because they're different artifacts, that means you can't stack them, right? Is there any? Yeah, so there's actually one for sale for 700k. You could see with the old token of Chromatic Storm looks like. Here are the statistics on it. Very old artifact. And they did add the tagline to this at the bottom. It does not stack with other storm effects. So going forward, I can see this as a new system. Maybe call it a elemental resistance system. Where artifacts going forward are not going to be able to stack with each other if they have the same resistance on it. So, for instance, 2 mods down the road in Mod 30, if they come out with a brand new artifact that has nothing to do with the Meteor artifact or the Storm artifact, but the effect of the tagline says that it's a Storm debuff, then it's not going to be able to stack. We're essentially coming to a point in the game now where we have so many debuffing artifacts and they all stack on top of each other, right? So the power creep is insane. During an artifact call, everybody knows that's where the raid is doing the most damage, is your artifact call, because you are stacking so many debuffs, right? You have 10 players in a trow, in a raid, whatever you want to call it. 10 separate players using 10 different debuffing artifacts is a substantial amount of debuff. So going forward, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're going to start tagging artifacts so artifacts don't stack on top of each other. So that's all I got for you folks today. New lockbox. Like I said, I typically have stopped doing lockbox videos. I used to have a whole playlist. I don't even know if that playlist even exists. I think I merged that playlist. You can search my channel for all the lockbox videos if you so fancy, but I did have questions about the mount as well as the artifact, so I felt that I did have to put a video out there. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, go ahead and leave them below. I'll see you guys real soon.